Hello, and welcome to English Flowing. I'm so excited you're here for this guided English practice session. Today, we're going to work together on something incredibly powerful, step-by-step repetition practice that will build your fluency naturally. This session is designed in 3 progressive stages. Each stage gets a little more challenging, helping you grow your confidence as we go. Stage 1 is perfect for beginners. Short, clear sentences that will help you master basic English rhythm and pronunciation. Stage 2 is for intermediate learners. Here, we'll practice longer sentences with more connections and natural flow. Stage 3 is for upper intermediate students. Complex, natural sentences that will challenge you to think and speak like a native speaker. The secret is simple. We start easy, build up gradually, and finish with natural flowing English. Your only job is to listen carefully and repeat everything immediately after me. Don't think too much. Don't translate in your head. Just let the English flow through you naturally. Trust the process. Trust your ability to improve. And most importantly, don't worry about being perfect. Just focus on copying my rhythm, my intonation, and letting the sounds become familiar in your mouth. Are you ready to transform your English speaking? Let's begin with Stage 1, Foundational English Practice. The morning is bright. I feel excited today. My coffee is warm. The steam rises slowly. I take small sips. The taste is perfect. My phone is buzzing. A message from a friend. She wants to meet. I type back quickly. Yes, sounds great. I finish my coffee. I grab my jacket. The jacket is blue. It keeps me warm. I lock the door. The key turns easily. I walk outside. The air is fresh. Cars drive past me. People walk quickly. Everyone looks busy. I cross the street. The light is green. I reach the coffee. My friend waves at me. She looks happy. We hug warmly. She orders tea. I order juice. The juice is orange. It tastes sweet. We sit by the window. The view is beautiful. We talk about work. We laugh together. Time passes quickly. The afternoon comes. We say goodbye. I walk home slowly. The day was good. I feel grateful. Excellent work! You've just completed the foundational stage. I could hear your confidence building with each sentence. Now we're ready to move to stage 2, connected English practice. Here, the sentences become longer and more natural. You'll practice linking ideas together, just like native speakers do. Remember, don't worry if you can't catch every word perfectly. Focus on the rhythm and flow. Let's continue building your fluency. As I wake up in the morning, I immediately think about my plans for the day. The sunlight is streaming through my bedroom window, making everything look golden. I stretch my arms above my head and take a deep breath of fresh air. After getting dressed, I head to the kitchen to prepare a healthy breakfast. I slice some fresh fruit and make toast with my favorite jam. While I eat, I check my phone for any important messages or updates. My sister has sent me photos from her vacation in Italy. The pictures show beautiful architecture and delicious-looking pasta dishes. I feel a little jealous, but also happy that she's having such a wonderful time. After breakfast, I decide to take a walk through the neighborhood park. The park is full of families with children playing on the swings and slides. I sit on a bench and watch people jogging along the winding paths. An elderly couple walks by holding hands and talking quietly to each other. Their love, after so many years together, makes me smile with hope. I pull out a book from my bag and start reading an interesting chapter. The story is about a young woman who travels around the world alone. She discovers new cultures, tries exotic foods, and makes lifelong friendships. Reading about her adventures makes me want to plan my own trip somewhere exciting. After reading for about an hour, I close the book and head home. On my way back, I stop at the local grocery store to buy ingredients for dinner. I choose fresh vegetables, herbs, and a piece of salmon for a healthy meal. The cashier is friendly and asks me about my plans for the evening. I tell her I'm going to cook dinner and watch a movie at home. She recommends a new romantic comedy that just came out on streaming platforms. When I get home, I start preparing the meal while listening to my favorite music. The kitchen fills with wonderful aromas as I saute the vegetables and cook the fish. I set the table nicely with candles and my best dishes, even though I'm eating alone. Sometimes it's important to treat yourself well and create special moments in daily life. Fantastic progress! You're really getting the hang of connected speech patterns. Your brain is starting to think in longer English phrases instead of individual words. Now we're ready for stage 3, the most advanced level. These sentences are complex and natural, just like the English you'll hear in real conversations, movies, and books. If you find it challenging to remember the full sentence, that's completely normal. Focus on matching my rhythm and intonation. You've got this. Let's finish strong with natural, flowing English. The rain that had been threatening all morning finally began to fall in gentle drops against my window. I watched as people on the street below hurried past, some opening colorful umbrellas, while others simply pulled their hoods up. There's something peaceful about rainy days that makes me want to stay inside with a warm cup of tea and a good book. I decided to call my grandmother, whom I hadn't spoken to in several weeks because of my busy work schedule. Her voice was filled with joy when she heard mine, and she immediately began telling me about her garden and the flowers that were blooming. She described how the roses were particularly beautiful this year, with colors ranging from deep red to soft pink and pure white. As she spoke, I could picture her sitting in her favorite armchair by the window, looking out at the garden she had tended for decades. We talked about family memories, shared stories about relatives I hadn't thought about in years, and laughed about silly things that happened long ago. She told me that my grandfather used to say that rainy days were perfect for deep conversations because they forced people to slow down and really listen. After we hung up, I realized how much I had missed these meaningful connections with the people who matter most in my life. The rain continued to fall steadily, creating a rhythmic pattern on the roof that was almost like nature's own meditation music. I made myself a sandwich and sat by the window, watching the world outside become softer and more peaceful under the gray sky. Couples walked by sharing umbrellas, their faces close together as they navigated the puddles forming on the sidewalk. A small dog wearing a bright yellow raincoat trotted past, its tail wagging enthusiastically despite the weather. The scene reminded me that happiness doesn't depend on perfect conditions, but rather on our ability to find joy in whatever circumstances we face. As the afternoon progressed, the rain began to slow down, and occasional breaks in the clouds allowed small patches of sunlight to peek through. These moments of brightness made the wet streets shimmer like mirrors, reflecting the buildings and trees in ways that transformed the ordinary neighborhood into something magical. I opened my window slightly to breathe in the fresh, clean air that always follows a good rain, filled with the earthy scent of renewal and possibility. Children began to appear in the park across the street, running through puddles with the pure joy that only comes from being completely present in the moment. Their laughter carried on the damp air, reminding me of my own childhood and the simple pleasures that we sometimes forget to appreciate as adults. By evening, the rain had stopped completely, leaving behind a world that looked washed clean and ready for new beginnings. Congratulations! You've just completed an incredible journey through 3 stages of English fluency practice. Today, you started with simple, clear sentences, moved through connected speech patterns, and finished with complex, natural English that flows like a native speaker. What you've just experienced is one of the most powerful techniques for developing authentic English fluency. By listening and immediately repeating, you've trained your ear to recognize natural English rhythms, your mouth to produce native-like sounds, and your brain to think in English patterns instead of translating from your native language. This type of practice builds what we call muscle memory for English speaking. The more you practice this way, the more automatic and natural your English becomes. You stop thinking about grammar rules and start feeling the language flow through you naturally. Remember, every time you practice with English flowing, you're building stronger neural pathways for English communication. You're developing the confidence and fluency that will transform how you express yourself in English. Don't stop here. Make this type of practice a regular part of your English learning routine. Come back tomorrow, practice again, and watch your fluency grow day by day. Your future English-speaking self will thank you for the effort you're putting in right now. Thank you for choosing English Flowing for your English journey. I believe in your ability to achieve the fluency you dream of. Until next time, keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and remember, your English is flowing better already. See you in the next session. Keep flowing!